As Jesus makes that claim that I am the good shepherd, he also narrates the qualities of a good shepherd. He says, a good shepherd knows his flock, and his sheep will recognize his voice. A good shepherd leads them to life and not to death. A good shepherd protects the sheep. A good shepherd goes in search of the stray one. A good shepherd heals the sick one. And most of all, a good shepherd is ready to die for the sheep. And when we look at Jesus as the good shepherd, he did all this. He had all these qualities. And the greatest expression of his love for his flock was on the cross, when he was ready to die for each one of us, taking up the burden of the sins of humanity. Today, the church is inviting us to be grateful to this good shepherd who guides us, who leads us to life, and who has died for us. We need to be good sheep of this good shepherd. It also tells us to be good shepherds in our own community and in our own families. This morning after the 7 o'clock Mass, someone came up and told me, I think our call is not to be good shepherds because we have Jesus as the good shepherd. Our vocation is to be sheepdogs. Our vocation is to help people, to give them the direction, because it is the good shepherd, Jesus, who directs the dog where to lead the sheep. And I thought, that's an interesting point. To be the sheepdog who guides the sheep according to the order of the good shepherd. I'm also impressed by another beautiful image in today's readings, especially the first reading and the psalm. It is the image of the cornerstone. And Mike McDermott has written an inspiring reflection about it in the bulletin. And he says the cornerstone is the first stone laid in a corner for the foundation of a building. It bears the weight of the building and sets the point of reference for measurements for the rest of the foundation. This cornerstone, as we know, is usually not visible when the building is complete. And yet, it is this cornerstone takes the weight of the building. Now Peter says, Jesus is the cornerstone whom the elders, the priests, rejected. Now Jesus has become the cornerstone of the new community of believers, the church. As followers of Jesus, we are also called to be cornerstones of our families and our community. I'm sure all of you will have noticed that there are some people who are cornerstones here in St. Agnes. We are blessed with the men and women who take responsibility for the various ministries and do it with a lot of effort and quietly, but with devotion. The past 2 weeks that I was not here, the church ran, and they never gave me any kind of pressure or stress, or they didn't even call me to make any decision, because we have people in our parish who are the cornerstones, who have taken up responsibility of ministries. They bear the weight of the ministry, and they continue to do it with integrity and strength. They are the foundation of our community. And at this moment, I would like to thank all of them who have taken up the responsibility to be the cornerstone of St. Agnes Parish. As I said, the cornerstone is not visible, but it takes the weight. So too, there are so many people in our community who are invisible and yet put in a lot of efforts in organizing, in bringing together our people, in celebrating the different liturgies. I intend to honor them one by one during this coming year, because their strength, their faith, their effort needs to be appreciated, and they hold our community together. Once again, I want to say thank you to all who are cornerstones of our community. So today, the challenge before us is, am I a cornerstone in my family, in my community? And as Mike says, you may be one, and I want to thank you. You can be one. And he goes on to say, you should be one. Whatever be your occupation or your job, you can be a cornerstone for our community by taking up responsibilities. You can be a cornerstone in your own family. All that we need to do is to be an effective witness for Christ as we serve others and act with holiness and integrity. Then you become a good shepherd and a cornerstone of your family and your community. May God continue to bless us with this grace, that we build the church, that we build our community by being the good shepherd and the cornerstone. Amen.